So, this is where it ends. This is the final level of the game, DreadZone Station Interior. This also happens to be the hardest level in the game. Um, each of the three missions has an out of bounds clip, um, but you can also just do them like the casual way by mine clipping through walls. Um, a lot of runs die here, obviously, since it's a very difficult level. So, spawn in, go to the shuttle. Yes, you want to go to the control level. So this first mission, I'm gonna show off I'm gonna show off the fast strats, and then I'm gonna show off the casual methods to do each individual mission. So it's probably gonna be like the longest video of the tutorial. So for mission one, the faster strat, charge here, jump up here, and now you're gonna do a wrench SI onto this corner right here. If you try and do this like anywhere else, you're probably gonna like struggle a lot. Yeah. So for the best results, go into the corner right here, and you're most likely you're just basically guaranteed to get through. And have to clip out of bounds. The setup I use, I pull out the fusion rifle, and you see this dark line right here. This dark, like not dark line, but this like line between this dark texture and this bright one. I look down, I walk through the wall and jump once I'm like clipped in, like this. I have to carefully time my jump. And now afterwards we're going to start a series of hyperstacks. So again, get in here and then walk and jump and start hyperstacking. So you're going to have to do a lot of hyperstacks, similar to the third mission of Serathos. This is really going to test your skills. Once you see this beam, you can start going to your left, up left. Be very careful because you can otherwise clip back into bounds. In fact, this is where the boundaries of the level extend. So I've had a few runs where like I'll be doing a hyper stack and I'll end up falling to my death, falling back in bounds, or I've seen my friends like go too far out and they clip back in bounds. Ooh, teleporting me right there. That's convenient. So yeah, when you do this, make sure you face forward. If you want, this is very difficult, but you could hold your controller in a weird grip and adjust the camera as you're hyperstacking, which is what I do. I have to use a very specific weird grip when I'm doing this level because I want to adjust my camera so that I know where I'm going to land. And the reason why you want to know where you land is because if you need to maintain a bit of distance between this floor right here that you see. So at the very top, I'm going to get to the top. You want to maintain a good distance because if you try and hyper strike through the floor, you're gonna fall to your death. Let me see if I can display what that looks like. I'm gonna have to do a lot of hyper stacks to get here. But yeah, this mission is probably, in my opinion, the most difficult one because you're under a lot of pressure to just not drop your hyper stacks. Hold on, and oh. Yeah, as you can see, I just did a regular wrench swing and I fell through the floor. So that's why you want some distance between you and the floor. Now, there is one other reason why I recommend doing this, or there is a reason I recommend doing this strat over just doing the level casually, and I'll show you why. So, let me buy some ammo. So I'll show you how you can do this level like without doing that strat. So you'll obviously want the mines and the Vulcan cannon and the flail. Mine clip through these doors. When you clip through these doors, don't do it through the middle or else it's just not going to work. You want to do it through the sides. So clip, you're going to have to do some movement to get over these platforms. You can just jump across them. You could probably do a lag cancel. As you saw, I got lock on when trying to do it with the flail. Then clip through this door. Oh. I said clip through this door. Huh. Wow, this is giving me a hard time. Okay, looks like you gotta wait a little bit, it seems. You got this turret right here. Get on this elevator. And then you go over here. And now there's just this giant gap. You can flail cancel over it. I got lucky. You might want to do a hyperstack just to save yourself. But now, the thing about doing this room, when you do this method is there's now these things up on the generator and there's enemies everywhere. So if you do the other method, you won't have to deal with these guys. So you're gonna have to command your bots to plant bombs while also defending them from enemies. So I'm gonna pause for just a second so I can do the other method with the hyperstacks, and then I'm gonna show you what it looks like if you do the faster method. So be right back. Alright, I'm into the final room. I just clipped through. I'm going to command the bots to plant bombs on these two sides. Go over here. Destroy the bombs. Now, the weapons that I would recommend next. Flail, mines, and then Vulcan cannon. And now, there's a weird quirk where the bots can get stuck. If you command the bot to plant a bomb here, the wrong bot will go plant the bomb, and it's gonna get stuck on the barrier. So what I do is I wait for this bot on the left to be finished. I command a bot to destroy, and then I'll command the bot to destroy this area. So I delay it just a little bit. So let me show that off one more time. Also, this gives me a chance to explain one more thing I wanted to explain about the fast method. So I did previously explain how you could always adjust your camera by holding your controller in a weird way. An alternative decision that you can make is, and I don't recommend this until you're past like this orange bar. Ooh, game's trying to lock me on there. Or not orange bar, this brown bar, is during a hyperstack, you can go into third person mode, and that will change the camera. It'll be a bit of a drastic change, but then you can change back to lock strafe, and the camera will now be adjusted, so you'll be able to see properly. So this is what my friend Matthias does. This is how I learned it off of him. So that is something you can do if you're not comfortable with the way the camera works. You haven't memorized the layout yet. Anyways, so now to show you the fast method, I'll do this quickly. Destroy. Oh. What the fuck? Holy shit, that was unexpected as fuck. Anyways, charge over here. I have the weapons equipped, and now I'm gonna stand on this brown bar, and I'm gonna have that bot destroy that. Stand over here. Oh yeah, standing over here, make sure that the bot doesn't get stuck here as well. Like, if the bot gets stuck, you might be standing, if you stand on the left side of the barrier, that's another thing that gets the bot stuck. Sorry, I forgot to talk about that. But yeah, as you can see, the order that you command the bots, if you're careful, and as well as standing on the right of the barrier, you're pretty much gonna avoid the bot getting stuck entirely. So I'm going to show this off one last time, because again, this is one of the hardest missions in the game. There's a lot to understand here, from the hyperstacks to the bots, or if you're doing the other method, you're just going to have enemies galore. In the case of all the enemies, just use the Vulcan cannon and the flail to take care of them. Oh, careful. And again, you got to be super careful not to hit the floor. At this point, I start delaying my hyperstacks a little, like I don't instantly input the hyper strike input. Now here, destroy. And once I see them doing this, pull out my weapons, stand on this brown line, and whatever order the bots finish in, if they finish at the same time, then command them to destroy the left and then the right. And if they do the opposite, then if the bot on the right finishes first, then you can command them to do the one on the right. This is just how I would personally do it. I wait for the left bot to salute and then make a clear path to the left before commanding the bot on the right, just to absolutely just completely eliminate the risk of any bots getting stuck on this barrier right here. So yeah, it's very complex. One of the most complex missions of the game. So I'm gonna hit this jackpot for good luck. So now, this mission, there is a clip that you can do, and the setup is decently consistent. I'll link a video in the description, but I don't really recommend it for a beginner since you might struggle a bit and there's going to be landstalkers. But I do have a setup video for it, and I believe my friend Scary might be making his own setup video. Not sure. So there's two ways through this wall. One, you can aim at this line right here, charge forward, move to the left, and then cancel your charge. And then at this point, Ratchet's going to be in this falling state. You're going to want to adjust the camera just a little bit. This is a bit identical to the clip on Chronos for Showdown with Shell Shock, if you remember that. And you'll just instantly clip through. This clip doesn't work on any other walls. that I know of. It only works with this one. This is also how we would set up the other mine clip, which again, I'll link that in the description, but I don't really think a beginner should be learning this. Now, if you do fuck up this clip, then of course you can just choose to do a mine clip. Now, before you go through this wall, I recommend you have the mines out. So regardless of which method, if you're doing the mine clip, then don't put away the mines. If you're doing this setup, hold on. If you're doing this setup, pull out the mines before you clip through the wall. And the reason why is because the mines act as like a shield against the landstalkers. Look at this fucker. He's trying to kick your ass. Can't do anything. Weak and pathetic. So anyways, charge along this corridor. Don't let yourself get squashed by the landstalkers. Do a mine clip here. Again, don't clip through the middle door. And now there's two strats you can do. So take out these enemies here if you don't want to bonk them, and then make sure you swing the flail here to get rid of these enemies. Now this is where we do another out of bounds. This is a little easier than the one you saw on Destroy the East generator. So there is the risk though that an enemy starts attacking you if you don't take it out, but I did take it out. So I'm going to show you how to do this. Jump on this thing, this little part of the wall, and then wrench aside up here. Now, if you if you just try to walk straight up the slope, Ratchet will drop like that. And if you try jumping directly onto the door frame, can you like not? If you try jumping directly onto the door frame, you will still, yeah, you will still drop. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna jump around this like little barrier. Oh, not like that. And you want to get on top of the door frame. So the top of the door frame is very difficult to see. And right here, it's there's some solid ground and then there's some not solid ground. Let's see, can I? So right now I'm on solid ground, but if I move to the left, I'm going to drop through. So when you're doing this double jump after this wrench SI, you got to go really far. Delay your double jump. Delay your double jump. Walk up the slope a little bit so that you can you don't have to make as far of a distance. And then once you're here, aim this direction where the star is, and then you're gonna charge and do some hyper stacks. Try and not stray too far to the left or to the right, because of there's a zone that you can hit where the wrench will stop working. So if I remember correctly, this zone is to the right. Let me try and show this off. I don't remember if the no wrench zone is to the left or to the right of where I was aiming at, but it's one of the two. So that's something you got to really be careful of. That's why you want to aim as close to the blue star as possible. So I'm showing this off one more time in a run setting. I was very close to slipping off. I believe it's if you... Okay, then I guess it's if you're too far to the left. But even then, you don't want to go too far to the right anyways, because as you can see, I have to do more hyper stacks. You need a minimum of oh my god, I almost said a really horrible word there. You need a minimum of 4 hyper stacks to make it to the other side. Oh, shit. Okay. If you're too far to the left when you do that clip, you clip out of bounds and die. Yeah, another thing I forgot to mention. So you only need 4 hyper stacks to make it onto the other side. When you're doing the hyper stacks, by the way, I recommend just like, you know, unlike some of the previous moments where we've done hyper stack chains, you should not like wait to do the next hyper stack. You gotta just go, go, go. Gain height quickly and instantly. So once the charge runs out, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can do another one if you want to be safe. Command your bots. This time you don't actually have to... Oh, if the bot gets stuck there, that's only happened to me once before. If a bot gets stuck there, just go on the far areas of the arena and just try and regroup it. That's something that's really rare to happen to me, but it should, ideally, it'll kick him out of there. Is he gone? Yes. So yeah, so what it would actually happen is I went through here and I commanded them to destroy these two. And then the weapons I recommend having out is Vulcan, Mines, and then Flail in that order. Then command them to destroy these other two. Now, of course, I'll show you one more time. Not one more time. I'll show you how you can do this with regular strats. If you don't want to do that out of bounds with the hyper stacks. Ah, crap. So, okay, careful. Oh, again, mines to make sure that the landstalkers don't hurt you. Fire mine here. Go over here. This is like as the levels go on, the out of bounds get easier and easier. East gen is the hardest one, West gen is in the middle, and then Central Core is the easiest. Jump across these platforms. Don't let them dump you into the electric stuff. You could maybe flail cancel. No, you lock on there. You could probably charge through them if you want. Then here's the next door. Clip through, and boom, you're at the end. But again, the problem with this method, just like you saw with the previous level, is that there are too many enemies. And the game will lag a shit ton, which is why I don't recommend going through without doing the out of bounds strats. Oh, and a bot is dead. Yeah, very typical if you do this method. So, it is easier, the movement is easier, but the ending is just unbearable. Wow, this lag. Oh, one more bomb to plant. So yeah, very bad method of doing this level. I hate it. I really don't like it. But if you need to get a run complete, then I guess this is a viable option. And now finally, Central Core. So what we're going to do, this is the easiest one. You're going to charge and land over here. And now, well, okay, it's maybe not the easiest one in terms of the actual movement you're going to do. But I do recommend this one as well. This is also the shortest one. You're going to do a flail cancel. And you're going to swing the wrench right afterwards. And it should look something like that. So you're going to charge, and then you're going to press R1, R2, and square all at once. You also have to maintain the L2 button held down, or else this won't work, because Ratchet will not throw the wrench. So as you can see, I've shown this off in the movement guide, but I'll go over it again here. And you're going to go up this ramp. And then once he finishes, you can jump out of it. Now, there seems to be some inconsistencies depending on your angle. Like, if you're, like, a little too far to the right, the timing is a bit different, or Ratchet will drop it. Like that. So, if you want the best angle, if you want what I recommend, you go over here, land here, and then just face, like, this, like, angle. Kind of in between, like, these two lines and this piece of this little machine. Then jump and pull out the mine launcher, and then you're gonna turn around. You're gonna turn around, and be careful, because if you're facing the wrong angle, you will clip through, but you will die. So you want to face the exact opposite way. So like this. You want to face into the room, and you will clip through. So land here. Then jump out of it once the animation finishes. That's what I find to be the best timing. Pull out the mines and instantly face the other way. And you're going to need a really good reaction time for when Ratchet clips through. So, and once he clips through, you want to instantly start hyperstacking. You need a minimum of one hyperstack, although you might need another, as you saw just now. I was a bit cocky, and I didn't make it to my destination. So usually you're going to want to just do one hyperstack. Oh, did not input the buttons. Jump out. Ooh. Okay, I've never seen a death from that angle before. So unfortunate, but we'll do it again. So I recommend at least 3 hyperstacks if you're new. But here I just did 2, and I can actually do it with one. I have done it with just one, but yeah, you kind of have to like look down and kind of judge where you're gonna land. It's not very difficult to land in this room. Have the mines out so that this Landstalker turret doesn't bug you. Then charge. Final mine clip of the run. Oh. Oh, come on. And then once you're through, this one you actually are going to have to deal with a few enemies, but it's really easy to do. So you're going to have the Hollow Shield out. Command them to destroy these two spots. Then block this Landstalker turret. And now you're going to go over here. Try and get the attention of this guy if he's not instantly firing at you. And then fire some more Hollow Shields. There's a... Oh, I can't fire an extra one. Okay. You want to surround yourself with Hollow Shield so that the Landstalker turret can't get you. And this guy on the turret can't get you. So, and once you're here, the final set of weapons you'll pull out will be the Dual Vipers, the Flail, and the Supernova. However, of course, if you don't want to do that out of bounds movement, for the last time, this is the last mission, so... Charge, Mine Clip, get over this gap, although, oh, shit. Okay, the enemies might cause funky stuff like that to happen. You will likely have to do a hyper stack or two to get over this gap. And then through this wall, mine clip. Of course, if you run out of mines, you can always just have your boss like open the doors. And then yeah, that's the end of the level. This one is the shortest generator of them all. Oh. Okay, so again, place some Hollow Shields, 2 around this turret. You want to be careful not to destroy this guy on the turret, or else you're going to spawn a shit ton of enemies, and that's bad. So just let the enemies attack you, pick out your weapons, have the bots destroy the generators. Come on, one final one for you to destroy. Ideally, this guy will not be focused on you, so, or not focused on your bots, so you'll be good. And now for Gleam and Vox. Gleam and Vox is pretty easy. You're going to charge and fire the Supernova, then you're going to instantly swap to the Flail and spam the shit out of that thing. And you're also going to press up on the D-pad to use your bots' special weapon. That's the one time we use it in the run. And it looks like this. And now, Ravager, and I'm spamming the Flail as fast as I fucking can. And hopefully, you will deplete all of his health in one cycle. He still has to go into his second cycle, so when this happens, just pull out the Dual Vipers and aim at him. And once he gets out of the bubble, he's done for. Now, if you don't end up making the one cycle, if you don't get the one cycle, maybe you didn't do enough damage to him, or you were just hasty. I'm gonna purposely fail this. What you can do is just fire the Supernova once he comes out of his bubble. So it's gonna come out right about now. Shoot him, and then timing will end when the screen turns to black right here. And with that,
it's over, Vox. No.
Exactly, Ratchet. It's over. You've now finished your speedruns of Ratchet Deadlocked. So, gonna skip the credits and cutscenes. So yeah, control level is by far the most difficult and complex mission. There's so many ways you can do it. Unlike the other other planets that took me about 10 minutes to explain, this one took me like 20 minutes, over 20 minutes. You have to practice. This is probably the one that you're gonna have to practice the most. I don't recommend going through the levels casually, but I do present those as an option if you want to just get a run complete, or you're really struggling to do the out of bounds clips. A lot of runs are going to die here. You're going to lose a lot of time. This is where most of your time save is going to be. So don't fret if you can't get a strat. Just be patient. That is kind of the theme with this game, to just be patient. You'll get the run you want. So if you've made it this far, congrats on learning the entirety of Ratchet Deadlocked.